Welcome to Cardiff City Stadium for the start of the Football League playoffs. Over the next 25 days, we'll bring you 15 games of unparalleled intensity. There will be agony. There will be ecstasy. And the type of drama and excitement that only the playoffs can provide. Begin in the Championship, where 4 teams are hoping to win the richest prize in football, a place in the Premier League.
Roll up for the players. Oh, it's brilliant!
It's fast, it's furious, it's highly competitive.
That is a quality finish. A shot at the big time. Who's the bravest? Oh, magnificent goal! Absolutely sublime. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Life-changing events. Absolutely immense.
And first up in the N-Power Championship, it's Cardiff City against West Ham United. And it's available in high definition. And if you're out and about, you can watch any of the playoff games on your mobile device via Sky Go. Well, for Cardiff City, it is their 3rd successive appearance in the Championship playoffs. And it has been heartbreak the last 2 seasons. Can they finally get over the line this time and get back to the top flight for the first time in 50 years? West Ham were the pre-season favourites for automatic promotion, but lost out to Southampton on the final day. Now the Hammers face the playoffs as they look to bounce straight back to the Premier League. So tonight, we're at Cardiff City Stadium. Tomorrow night, we move on to Bloomfield Road, where Blackpool take on Birmingham in the 2nd semi-final, with the return legs on Monday and Wednesday next week. Then we head to Wembley for the Championship playoff final on Saturday, May the 19th. And you can see all the playoff games from all 3 divisions right here on Sky Sports. So after a 46-game marathon championship season, the fates of 4 sides now rest on the next few days and overcoming those nerves and trying to get themselves to that all-important Premier League. It is going to be some ride for these 4 clubs, but Hull is going to hold their nerve and get over the line first. Delighted to say, joining me tonight, Peter Beagrie, and someone who knows exactly what it takes to win in the playoffs. He did it with Derby County back in 2007, and I'm delighted to say he's joined us tonight. It is, of course, Billy Davies. Very good evening, Billy. It is a nerve-wracking occasion, goes without saying. For the fans, of course, for people watching at home, it's a great ride if you're not involved. But for the players, for the managers, what are the emotions like?
Well, it's a tremendous time for all concerned, because it's very exciting. You know yourself, you go in there is a favourite, but there is no favourites in the playoffs, and it's a fantastic occasion.
And Peter, that's what everybody's saying. They're looking at the 4 teams, unbeaten all, of course, in their last 6 games, and no one seems to pick a favourite. Is that how you're seeing it?
Absolutely, it's probably the most finely poised playoffs that we've got. There's nothing between the 4 teams, really. Everybody keeps pointing towards West Ham in this one as favourites because of the budget that they've had and because them finishing 11 points in front of Cardiff. But when you think Cardiff have had that unbeaten run as well, it's so finely poised and it's so hard to call.
And it is a 3rd successive playoff season for Cardiff, but they started this season in very different circumstances. So many players have gone, new manager in. How much of an achievement to be here tonight?
Well, it's tremendous. I think you've got to say there's been great work done here at Cardiff, and they've continued to go and do what they've done in the last number of years. Great credit to all. It's a fantastic achievement, and I'm sure they'll be looking forward to this challenge.
West Ham, what kind of form do they come into this, Peter, and under what kind of pressure? Because they've been under it all season, haven't they?
They've been under it all season, and that's what we've said, that the expectancy, would they bounce back, Historically, they say 15 teams out of 55 have gone straight back up. It's not a great percentage, so no divine right, but they've put a lot of things right in the last few weeks. Their away form is incredible. Not only getting wins, but coming from behind, scoring bundles of goals. And then the biggest question mark against them and why they find themselves in the playoffs is the home form. They've put that right. They've relaxed at home. They've played in a good, going forward, pushing bodies forward. That's reaped the reward. So they're full of confidence going into this playoffs.
And both managers know exactly what it takes to win in the playoffs. Malcolm Mackay did it as a player. He did it with Watford. back in 2006. For his opponent tonight, Sam Allardyce, well, he did it as a manager with Bolton in 2001. And we can hear from both managers now, starting with the Cardiff City manager, Malky Mackay. He is with Patrick Davidson.
Malky, given the situation you faced in the summer when you took this job, how big an achievement is it just to be in these playoffs?
I think everyone at the football club's delighted that the way the season has gone in terms of getting to the Carling Cup final and the consistency of the team to get to this point. We've ended up playing 10 games more than most clubs in the division, ourselves in Birmingham, and you know we've got a squad of 20 players that we've gone with the whole season. So there's a lot of good achievement for a lot of good people at the football club in terms of staff. But obviously at the end of the day, it's down to our players, and the players have got us here.
You've experienced the playoffs before as a player.
Yeah.
Can you use that experience now to help your squad?
I think there's certainly a few people at the football club that have done that, myself, my staff and some of the players. I think what will be more important is the fact that they've gone through 2 semi-finals recently against Crystal Palace in a high-pressure situation in the Carling Cup, and that's a couple of months ago. So I think that's closer in everyone's mind, and the players themselves have experienced that.
Sam, you've faced the playoffs before, won them before. How unique a challenge are they, and what does it take to come through them?
Well, these 2 legs are the most difficult for me. I think that the pressure that's on both teams is enormous to deliver what's the end of a full, long, hard season. And of course, it rides on 2 matches to get yourself into the playoff final. And I think that is the difficulty, the expectation of the fans and both sets of fans having had a good season, both teams. And I think that you know, in the end, it rests on 2 games. So it's about handling the pressure, about making sure that you're comfortable under that pressure and delivering your best ability on the night, certainly tonight, to go into the second leg. And whatever happens tonight, of course, it's half-time, it's not over, but we hope we have a very positive performance like we did last time we came here, and how we finished the season. You know, our last 6 games was 4 wins and a draw, played very, very well. We want to continue that into these playoffs, but that is difficult with the pressure of the playoff itself.
Billy, they've been terrific away from home all season, West Ham. How do they go about tonight?
Well, they've got a very experienced squad. They've got great players. You know, the manager and staff have done tremendously well. Their home form has been a little bit up and down, but they're now starting to come into some good form. Sam will know also that Lady Luck and refereeing decisions plays a huge part in the playoffs. But if they can turn up on the night, then it's all there for them.
And Peter, knowing how nervy Upton Park has been at times this season, what will Cardiff be looking to do tonight ahead of Monday?
Not lose it in this first leg. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I don't think you can win it in the first leg. You can certainly lose it, because if you sit back and you invite pressure, you've got to use home advantage. If the atmosphere is right, you know, they can go on the front foot, not be afraid of West Ham, and really steal the thunder. They've got to be positive here. If they sit back and invite pressure, then Carlton Cole will be a massive, massive aerial threat, along with James Tompkins as well.
So, here we go. The Football League Playoffs 2012 are here. We start with Cardiff City against West Ham United. So we're ready to go. The fans are ready to go. The players are nearly ready to go. So to your commentators, let's join them now. Don Goodman and first Bill Leslie.
Well, those Cardiff fans have seen plenty change here at their club in the last 12 months, since when they last walked out here for that playoff semi-final against Reading. A new manager, just a handful of survivors from that defeat. In fact, with Kevin McNaughton out with a hamstring injury, it's just his replacement Darcy Blake and Peter Whittingham that started that one and start here this evening. 7 new faces in, including Kenny Miller, a playoff winner with Wolves 9 years ago now, and Joe Mason, Cardiff's Young Player of the Year, who chalks up his 100th career appearance tonight. West Ham find themselves in the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. Mark Noble, the only survivor from the squad in 2005. He was a fringe player back then. He's just been voted Hammer of the Year now. In form, Carlton Cole and Ricardo Vazte, both withdrawn early in the win against Hull to stay fresh for this one. They both come in to start. Gary O'Neill suffered another ankle injury in that game last weekend, but he has been past fit. So the only change is the return of Jack Collison in place of Henry Lansbury, who drops out of the squad. Anthony Gerrard hasn't featured at all for Cardiff since he missed that decisive penalty at Wembley in the Carling Cup final. He's recalled to the squad tonight. And Stephen Henderson, on loan from Portsmouth, back on the bench for West Ham as Sam Allardyce opts for a keeper in reserve. Welcome, everyone, to just over 3 weeks of thrills and spills and drama in the Empire Football League, also known as the playoffs. And welcome to the man alongside me, Don Goodman. Very, very tricky to call these championship playoffs this year. Everyone seems to have a different feeling or hunch about which way it's going to go.
Well, and rightly so, because you've got 4 teams that literally have come into the playoffs in very, very good form. 4 teams that are very, very hard to beat, not used to losing. So 4 confident teams, and that makes it very, very difficult to call.
4 teams, 3 wins away from the Premier League. A test of nerve, of character, as much as anything else. These matches, as we've seen before, and Cardiff know only too well from what happened here 12 months ago, can shred the most hardy of constitutions. "45 games ago, they met when all was equal on day 1 of the season at Upton Park. The slate is clean, all is equal again as we prepare for the playoffs 2012. All the action when we come back.
Championship playoff semi-final first legs. It's Cardiff City against West Ham. Your commentators Don Goodman and Bill Leslie.
The crowd still pouring in here to the Cardiff City Stadium. They are hoping for an all-time record attendance since Cardiff moved here from across the road at the more traditional home, Ninian Park. West Ham have already sold out the return leg on Bank Holiday Monday. When you condense the hopes, expectations of an entire season into a cup tie and stick a place in the Premier League as a prize, you can understand why it captures the imagination. Neil Swarbrick, our referee here, just about ready to go now. The first playoff of 2012, the first of 12 semi-finals that will lead to 3 Wembley finals from the Football League, spread over 25 dramatic days in May.
Well, I am really, really curious to see how both teams approach this game. I have to say, they are 2 teams with the greatest of respect that, certainly in the last 10-12 games of the season, their away form was actually stronger than their home form. So, do West Ham go for it and try and take a positive result? They've got to get the balance right. That's what it's all about, because these playoffs, 2-legged, it's all about still being in it after the first leg.
Carlton Cole, in terms of being in it, is bang in form. 5 goals in his last 5. Not too much stood out from the team sheet when they were put in just about an hour ago. As far as West Ham are concerned, they reverted to the side that was so effective against Leicester, and winning there and taking the regulation championship season to the final day. Cardiff would love to have called on the services of their ever-dependable right-back, Kevin McNaughton, but a hamstring injury put pays to that. His replacement, Darcy Blake, though, very experienced in these sorts of scenarios. One of the weapons in the Cardiff armoury, this long throw from Gunnarsson. And it's right into the heart of the West Ham defence. They've dealt with it. It's Blake. He'll leave it to Whittingham.
Deflected. I'm sure the referee saw that initially. Certainly look out for this all evening, because when Cardiff get a chance, they'll launch that throw in, and if you don't deal with it, that's what can nearly happen. That is so very, very close. Whittingham, good strike, deflection, clips the top of the bar.
Whittingham uses that left boot again, out by Carlton Cole. We haven't had to wait long for the first moment of drama, have we? Cowie, one of the players brought in by Malky Mackay, used to play with him at Watford. Cardiff have started well. There's Kenny Miller! Rob Green able to turn it around.
Well, just the start Cardiff would have wanted, just the start Malky Mackay would have wanted, just the start these supporters would have wanted. Again, long high ball. West Ham don't deal with it, that's surprising.
Cardiff setting the tempo, asking the early questions here. Don Cowie, plenty of blue in amongst West Ham's claret and blue. Forward by Taylor. His namesake Matt Taylor, the opposition left-back. The part in getting it away as far as Blake. And it's a challenge from Noble, an important one, to break it up. Back comes Gunnarsson.
Well, Kenny Miller a little bit short on goals, hasn't he? But what a good strike that is. The ball's moving all over the place. Robert Green can only palm it away.
Statistics will point to the fact that Kenny Miller doesn't get enough goals. He's got 11 this season. This is his 49th game. For a striker, he himself admits he perhaps should do better, but that's only part of the story about his contribution to this Cardiff side that's evolved ever since they won on day one at Upton Park. He was the man, of course, who got the late winner, which in many ways set the pattern for West Ham's home season, didn't it?
Some would say it did. I have to say, since then, an awful lot of water has gone under the bridge in both of the camps, and Cardiff, I don't think there's any question that that fantastic Carling Cup run really hindered a push in the league. I think they were third after the semi-final. Just after the final, they had dropped down to 8th, so they had to show some inner strength and some resilience. Good quality to have.
Certainly did hinder that league form, as you say, Don, but Malky Mackay has made a big part of playing up the effect it will have. These two-legged semi-finals, another visit to Wembley, where Cardiff seem to have a season ticket over the last few seasons. Certainly won't do them any harm in preparation.
He's done a magnificent job. A little bit, in many people's eyes, a little bit of a surprise package, Cardiff City, this season.
Tompkins for Carlton Cole, Nolan in, Gunnarsson away. O'Neill. Collison. Nolan, who's taking up some advanced areas as West Ham get a little bit of possession. Whittingham. Able there to steal it off his toes. Into Cole. Carlton Cole, who teed it up for himself, and just as he was getting ready to pull the trigger, there was a little bit of interference, enough to put him off.
Well, lovely skill, and he's going to be a big player in both legs, I'm sure, but came under just enough pressure. Lovely little flick. Darcy Blake is helped by Ben Turner, and he's crowded out in the end, but Cardiff City will be well aware of what fine form that fella's in.
Irrelevant, given that Southampton did their part of the bargain on the final day of the season. It wasn't irrelevant, the win against Hull, in terms of seeing Carlton Cole course with confidence.
I think it was massive, I really, really do, because it was back-to-back home wins for the first time in quite some time. And West Ham can now look forward to the second leg, knowing they can play without fear at Upton Park. Two really good performances. Although there was a tinge of disappointment after the Hull game, naturally so. You get 86 points and you don't get an automatic spot, you're entitled to be disappointed.
And Collison a little over-eager as he challenged Andrew Taylor.
Well, it's good to see Andrew Taylor not making a meal of this. It's a heavy collision, isn't it?
And who's the man? Jack Collison, whose goal took it to the final day. Got the winner up at Leicester, didn't he? Back in the side today. A Welsh international here in the Welsh capital. A city where West Ham's last playoff adventure came to a very satisfactory conclusion. Even against Preston 7 years ago. The last time they needed to be involved in the playoffs at this level.
I desperately hoped they wouldn't need it again this time, but they'll settle for it. Given that they fell, as Sam Allardyce told us before, just one win short. 14 draws. I think that tells the story for them. 18 draws for Cardiff.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
Hudson. Taylor. Vaz-Tay. Oh, he's kept it in here. Collison! Followed in, and Jack Collison gets the opening goal of this tie for West Ham United.
Well, that's why he's in the team, you know. That is why he's in the team, because he gets himself into goal-scoring positions, this lad. And he must have thought his chance had gone, because I have to say, David Marshall, in the midst of all this, makes a wonderful save, but it's too simple. Vaz-Tay gets in behind the Cardiff defence way too easy. Collison shakes off Andrew Taylor. Probably thinks he should score with the first effort, but credit David Marshall, it's a great save, but Collison's still alive, still alert, hungry for goals, follows it in. Simple goal. West Ham noses in front.
Two in his last 2 games. The last one, as we just said, bore such fruit for West Ham. This one may well feel that it could be even more important. Certainly may well take the wind out of the early Cardiff sails. Miller. Gunnarsson. That's a little too deep. Collison is back.
There were certainly plenty of bodies, wasn't there, for Liam Lawrence to pick out. By his own high standards, a disappointing cross, but nothing disappointing about the start that Jack Collison has made to this game. He's got real good engine, gets himself forward in support of his forward players, and invariably gets himself goal-scoring opportunities. And that's why he's in the team tonight.
Turner. And over the 46 games of the season, West Ham set the standards away from home. It was a record-breaking season for them. 13 away wins. No manager in the club's history has managed that during a league season. And they've picked up where they've left off from recent adventures away from East London.
Well, they've been in terrific goal-scoring form, no question.
Gunnarsson. Collison. There's O'Neill.
That's a bit audacious. I think he's trying to float that over David Marshall into that far corner.
Turner. A handful of players out there who've never experienced these playoffs before. Most of them, it has to be said, for West Ham, most of them because they've spent the majority of their career at a higher level.
Good home record in playoff games, Cardiff. They've only won 1 of the 5 and lost 4. It's something really they would have hoped to have changed here this evening, especially given the really good run of form they were in at the end of the season.
And what they have done since recovering their composure after the Carling Cup is make themselves hard to beat, unbeaten in 10.
Well, you don't do that if you haven't got an element of resilience to you. This tie, still in its very, very early stages.
Yeah, pointing out to you that in the playoffs, the away goals don't carry any extra advantage as they do in some cup competitions.
Well, they didn't cope very well with the first one. Gunnarsson threw into the box.
For the glance on at the near post, and I wouldn't say it was exactly coped with until it got through to Robert Green. Handball against Carlton Cole. Decent ball in, cut out at the near post by Winston Reid.
Well, that's a better cross, isn't it, from Liam Lawrence. It's got quality on his set-piece delivery, as has this fella taking the corner, Peter Whittingham. And that's why Cardiff can be a threat from set-pieces. Cast your mind back to the Carling Cup final.
By Whittingham, off Reid at the near post. Nothing that Taylor could do to keep it in, despite his best efforts. Little warning from Neil Swarbrick for rolling the ball away. This time was set up pretty much as if they were defending a corner. This is why. Giant throw from Gunnarsson. Taylor, on Beretta's Green, punched it away. Now, is there a counter on here for West Ham? Vaz Tay. Matt Taylor. Cole.
He's always available. And the defenders of West Ham have got the ball. Carlton Cole, good target man.
And we drew your attention earlier on to the absence of Kevin McNaughton, where Ricardo Vaz Tay was coming forward for the goal on. That is McNaughton's area. Darcy Blake, who, although he's obviously been training, he's been fit, he hasn't started a game since January. He can have a bearing. Did it play any part in the goal and the build-up to it?
Yeah. It's fine lines, isn't it? It's all about fine lines. And you're so close to success, and both of these teams are. You switch off, it's very easy to get punished.
Cardiff's recent good run, their good unbeaten run, has been built on a settled back four. The back four out there will be tested here by Vaz Tay. Taylor's delivery, not a bad one. Cole. Not fully away by Turner. Collison's in there. Hudson, the Cardiff captain, digs it out. They do a little shaky at the back, the home side.
Yeah, they do. The botched clearances in the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's been one of their strengths, hasn't it? Defending in the home run to the season.
O'Neill to Carlton Cole. There's the cutback. And a bad one. Vaz Tay keeps it alive. It's ponderous again.
Well, there is a coming together. Referee Neil Swarbrick is very, very close to that. It's one of those where the defender probably doesn't know the attacker's on his way in. The attacker may get a touch to the ball, knock it away. Defender ultimately catches attacker.
Cardiff are really shaky. They've given it away. It's Carlton Cole. That's a good recovering challenge from Turner, but they're just about holding on at the moment, the home side.
Recovering is the optimum word, because they are just struggling defensively. There it is, Liam Lawrence, and is there any collision? It seems to be fairly minimal, and that is possibly why Neil Swarbrick doesn't give a penalty for that. It's more upper body than a tangle of legs.
First West Ham corner. Noble. Taylor. Got a glance on, and Tompkins coming round the back, puts it over the bar.
Well, it didn't look as if James Tompkins was going to get anywhere near this. And once again, Mark Noble really composed, sends it out to Taylor. This is a great ball, and it's flicked on by a Cardiff head. And look, Tompkins really stretching, just can't quite get on top of it and get that back across goal. It's very close.
He's made it a fine art, whether it be from set pieces or from open play, just stealing in around the back, making himself hard to pick up. That's where the majority of his 4 goals this season have come from. And numerous assists as well.
I have to say, after the whirlwind, first 2-3 minutes from Cardiff, West Ham got themselves composed and slowly forged their way into the game, and he will be absolutely thrilled with what he's seen. Sam Allardyce, at the moment, they look a little bit in control.
Carlton Cole penalised that time in the tussle with Hudson, but that is a saga that will play out over the 90 minutes here and back on Bank Holiday Monday afternoon at Upton Park. Kenny Miller penalised. The West Ham hierarchy all making the trip to South Wales.
Well, he's not happy. And it's all about interpretation, isn't it? Because when 2 big, strong men come together like that, well, he's got his arm around Ben Turner. Has Ben Turner got his arm around Carlton Cole? It's all about interpretation. And he's not happy. The referee's pointing out why he gave the free kick against Carlton Cole. It's left arm there, ends up going across and pinning Ben Turner, but Ben Turner's got his right arm around Carlton Cole's waist. It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, and it's all down to interpretation.
Well, I think that view we just saw there more similar to the one that the referee had, which is why he's given it West Ham's way, or against West Ham, I should say. Miller. Nancy Blake. 2 across very quickly to suffocate the threat. Noble was the one who got the final touch out.
It just gives them another opportunity to launch a long throw in, send the 2 big central defenders forward, and look to get the second ball.
Touch off Hudson. 20 minutes played. West Ham had to weather an early storm, but they have settled the better now, no doubt about it. Cole get the free kick this time.
Many people identified Carlton Cole as a key man in this tie. Bang in form. Brings so much more to West Ham United than the goals.
You can see the intention there to slide it down the channel. Kevin Nolan's absolutely fuming. Wasted opportunity.
Yeah, normally a good threat from set pieces, West Ham United. Taylor's delivery, excellent. 2 big lads, they're very good at attacking the ball. Cardiff really are struggling to get Peter Whittingham involved in this game, and he's the man. When they can get him on the ball, he can make things happen for them. He's been fairly anonymous so far.
Had to take a quick one there. Came off his own man. Nothing is quite going right for Cardiff City in the opening half of this first half. In the programme tonight, Malky Mackay talking about one of the best pieces of advice he's been given in football: play the game, not the occasion. And plenty of symptoms out there for the men in blue that the occasion might just be getting to them. And a misplaced pass.
They started so well, Cardiff, but passing game that they are usually very adept at just disappeared.
Nolan leading the West Ham charge, seeking Cole, who's surged ahead of him in the top scoring charts for the Hammers with his 2 goals against Hull. Miller. One back by Collison, who dances away from 2 challenges. Noble. Vazte wants it on the touchline. Noble will feed the goal scorer, Collison. Now Vazte. Noble. Vazte. Quite sure what he was trying there.
Slightly ambitious.
West Ham at the moment exactly where they want to be. Vazte.
Surely that was handball. That struck Carlton Cole on the arm.
Cole again. Now Nolan seeking Cole, blocked by Hudson. West Ham have the corner.
I'm surprised the referee doesn't see this. Watch Carlton Cole's right arm. There you go. It's a clear handball. Not given. As a result, West Ham have got a corner.
It's hung up high. Collison goes. So to Turner. Guidemel. Referee's whistle goes for a nudge, presumed by Winston Reid, who's making the run towards the ball.
They just need something to happen for them, Cardiff. Anything, really. A bit of inspiration. Their own players, get the crowd going. Give the other players a lift. Might be a tackle, might be a bit of magic, might be a bit of aggressive closing down, but something. Because West Ham in complete control for me at the moment.
Vazte. This is not a usual Cardiff City performance. They're usually pretty adept at holding on to the ball and knocking it around. Can barely pick out a pass just now. Even the usually reliable giving it away, like Whittingham.
Well, I have to say the alarm bells are ringing for me, because Cardiff City being dominated by the away team. I don't think they would have expected that. Would have known they were in for a tough evening. West Ham, super team, really good away team, but not going to plan at the moment.
Look at the away form of both of these sides compared to the home form. There was always a question as to whether home form might actually be a hindrance. Nothing we've seen so far would dispel that. On by Cole, Gunnarsson.
Well, I came here tonight thinking a draw wouldn't be a bad result for both teams. Remember, cast your minds back 12 months, both of the first legs ended 0-0. Left all the 4 teams in it. Cardiff have won their last 3 away games, unbeaten in the last 6 away games, so minimum requirement here, I would think, would be a draw for Cardiff City.
It's always hard to pick out exactly which statistics are relevant and irrelevant, given when the season turns into the playoffs, but Look at the fact that West Ham won here pretty comfortably when they came here 2-0. It was just after, days after the Carling Cup final defeat, the heartache, the extra time, the penalties. And it was a real backs to the wall performance on day one back at Upton Park when Kenny Miller got that late winner. Well, this is the goal that separates the sides as we approach the half-hour mark, Dom.
Yeah, Cardiff give the ball away and then they switch off. Look, Ricardo Vazte just gets in behind Darcy Blake. Andrew Taylor, the left back, closest man to Jack Collison, switches off. He's a yard short. And that's the ultimate price.
West Ham free kick. Noble keen to take it.
Given a lot of free kicks away in these kind of areas, the central defenders trying to fight Carlton Cole. I'd be giving them the exact opposite advice to that.
Flag goes up against Nolan. He must have been coming back from an offside position. Joe Mason. Only been able to say his name so far. He's been isolated up front. There's Turner. Cowie. Gunnarsson.
It's a long, straight ball. You ask any coach in football, that's the easiest ball to defend. And it's very, very un-Cardiff-like.
Especially when you've got centre-halves as accomplished and in the sort of form that James Tompkins is for West Ham. We're seeing Cardiff City here play like a side without confidence.
They shouldn't be, should they? They're 10 games unbeaten. Don't show me a side that 10 games unbeaten and haven't got confidence, and I'll show you a rarity.
And I think the phrase is they're going through a difficult moment. Then let's point you towards the last Cardiff City game when they were a goal down against London opposition away from home, came back to win it, to cement their playoff place. At the moment it's about holding on. It is staying in it while West Ham are on top. Decent work from Taylor. Throwing the right back to Mel. Hoisted high towards Carlton Cole. Now Nolan. Taylor. Collison wasn't far away. Demel keeps it alive. Whittingham can clear it away.
Well, they are holding on, no question. As for me, at the moment, it's too easy for West Ham. Getting down the sides like this all too easily. They're allowing to get crosses in at will.
Vazte coming in a little too hungrily from behind. There was a little nudge there.
Oh, it's well worked. Look at Jack Collison's position. Furthest man forward. He's oh so close to getting on the end of that.
Collison, the man who's got the goal, but every time West Ham launch a meaningful attack, they look like they're more than capable of getting another. Following the opening Cardiff City salvo, Rob Green has been a spectator from about 40 yards back. Powerful surge by Cole. Super Sunday is exactly that. Newcastle against Manchester City, live, 1 o'clock, Sky Sports 1 HD, also available in Sky 3D. And then the attention turns to Manchester United, who host last season's playoff winners, Swansea City. same channels from 3:30.
I'm really surprised every time David Marshall gets the ball, or it's a goal kick, or he's got the ball in his hands, seems to be looking long every single time. For me, that's playing right into West Ham's hands.
Neither Miller or Mason a target man. This is Miller attacking Reed. This is better from Cardiff. And there's Tompkins. Now Cowie. Just a goal kick.
It's in the right area of the pitch. He's in the area of the pitch that Cardiff want him, and that's the final third as he bursts in, running at players. Cardiff really want to see more of that. That one may have fizzled out, but that will get the crowd lifted.
Cole's not moving too well. He's been holding his groin the last few moments. He's been in discussions with Sam Allardyce. Keep an eye on that one for you. That would be a blow. Nicky Maynard, the striker in. It is quite a conservative bench for West Ham. Don't usually name a goalkeeper. They've got one there. Henry Lansbury usually fulfills that brief. Not part of the matchday squad tonight. Here's Collison, who certainly is. Fresh air shot. And finally, Cardiff have something to cheer. Gunnarsson. Whittingham. Cowie. Taylor. Man goes down in the box. Liam Lawrence claiming the penalty, but it's a soft appeal. With a challenge from Ricardo Vazte.
That's what it was, but it was the first piece of sustained pressure, a bit of build-up, some decent passing, some good movement down this left-hand side for Cardiff.
They've rediscovered their mojo. They've found Kenny Miller!
Well, that's got the crowd going now. And that is what this stadium has needed from a Cardiff perspective. Kenny Miller again running with the ball, looking to bend that in. He's got Robert Green scrambling across the goal. But this is the penalty claim. Liam Lawrence, well, he's looking for it. He just feels Vazte's behind him, and he throws himself to the floor, looking to buy one. And the referee is absolutely spot on.
Liam Lawrence sent off for 2 yellow cards against West Ham when he was at his parent club Portsmouth earlier on this season, the dramatic 4-3 game at Upton Park. Well, after feeling for large swathes of this first half as opening 35 minutes like a claret and blue procession, now it's got the feel of what it is again. First leg of a playoff semi-final, first stepping stone, ticket to promotion to the Premier League.
And this is where I'm surprised at Cardiff. No real pressure on the ball. This is where it's too easy for West Ham. When Cardiff's defenders have got the ball, West Ham United are pressing them high up the pitch, making them hurry their passes.
Coming in on their numbers, the Cardiff supporters, as you'd expect for a night like this. Haven't really had too much to get their teeth into just yet. Decent control by Joe Mason, who holds off Reed. Miller. Gunnarsson in there. Tompkins in bravely, and a high boot is the referee's verdict.
Well, maybe they're saying the defender was ducking his head down. Watch this, Tompkins. Well, no, that is a high boot, to be fair to the referee.
Might be stepping over the line of the law, but at least it's asking a question.
That's better closing down, much better.
Rice, who with Kevin Nolan in his side, much younger Kevin Nolan back in 2000 and 2001, got promotion to the Premier League with Bolton via the playoffs. Be keen to get a second while his side have been on top. Not this time though. Hudson. To Taylor. To Cowie. Bounces to Colton Cole, who feeds Collison, who's offside.
Still doesn't look like he's moving freely to me, Carlton Cole, you know. Would be a blow.
Noble. Vastey. Whittingham's stolen it away. And Lawrence. There's Reed. Gunnarsson. Taylor. Cowie. He's gone roaming off this left. Cardiff are looking much more like their usual selves when they're in possession. Hudson.
They may not be going anywhere fast, Cardiff, but at least they're keeping the ball, retaining possession. They've got the ball, West Ham can't hurt them. It's this kind of situation that 10 minutes ago David Marshall was kicking that kind of ball long.
Cowie. Gunnarsson. Whittingham. Slowly edging forward, the home side. Hudson. Tamely surrendered. Colton Cole. Turner comes across. A fully fit and confident Carlton Cole might have taken that on a little further.
Well, that's good defending, nevertheless. Trying to be patient, Cardiff, trying to keep the ball. Ultimately, Mark Hudson then gives it away, and West Ham, quick as a flash, counter-attack. Like you say, a fully fit Carlton Cole may have raced away at that point from Ben Turner, but it's good defending.
Yeah, you expected an extra gear to come, and it wasn't forthcoming. With a glance on by Vastey, out by Turner. Here's Jack Collison with the volley and the deflection and the goal. A second for Jack Collison, a second for West Ham, and they are slowly taking a stranglehold on this semi-final.
Well, now Cardiff do need to score. I don't think they can afford to be going to Upton Park 2 goals behind, and once again, is the closing down as good as it could be? They struggle there, it's flicked on, they clear it out. Now, should he be closed down a little bit quicker by Taylor? Liam Lawrence comes across to try and head the ball away, and he gets the faintest of touches that takes it past the despairing David Marshall, but I think they need to be out quicker than that. Put Collison under more pressure, he doesn't get the strike in. They don't, that's 2 pieces of slack defending, and he doesn't care, does he? In fact, he loves it. And so does he.
The Welsh international breaking Welsh hearts, Jack Collison.
Well, that could be a big goal. Big goal.
Third of his goals scored in 41 minutes here. And the travelling band from East London. Understandably in fine voice. This has been, as far as they're concerned, not far from the perfect first half.
And like I say, just reiterate, the remit for every team in the playoffs is to still be in it when you get to that second leg. And Cardiff City are in real danger. of being completely out of it. I don't think they can afford to go to Upton Park 2 goals behind. I really, really don't.
Mason. Cowie. Free kick.
Soft. It's a real soft one. And Mark Noble pleading his case. And West Ham were away as well. If the referee lets this go, they just read that Don Cowie's going in. I think that's a soft one, Mick.
Whittingham. Nolan appeals for handball. The assistant is on that far side. And the final decision is the one in West Ham's favour.
Oh, I think Ben Turner, in his frustration, has a lunge at Kevin Nolan, but does this bounce up? Oh, it looks as if very much it does. First impressions, then Turner gives the foul away, but assistant referee literally 10 yards away from that.
We saw the assistant signal there. He felt it came off the head. It did come off the head, but then onto the arm. Then came the level of retribution, and this is why West Ham have the free kick. To goal! Marshall at full stretch, able to turn it round.
Well, they just need to get in at half-time, 2 down. It could be a rout. Wonderful ball in, and that is magnificent all round. Great movement, great header from Cole. Even better save from Marshall. Smiles all round. Kevin Nolan really enjoying it.
And by Taylor, Marshall to the rescue again. Collison, that man on a hat-trick, clips it in, and by Tompkins, who puts it wide. One added minute. One season's work. Has it gone up in smoke in 1/2 here for Cardiff City? It's not disastrous yet, but it's not far off, Don.
It's close. It is close. I think Malky Mackay will know that. This team have been a pale shadow of the team that went unbeaten the last 10 games of this season. I haven't heard him say before the game, if they play as well as they have been doing, they've got a real chance, Cardiff. Well, they've been way off, way off. Things like that, giving the ball away cheaply. And West Ham absolutely dominated this game. From about the 3rd minute onwards, it has to be said. You can see 8 attempts, 5 on target for West Ham. Just the one Kenny Miller strike very early in the game to show for Cardiff's efforts.
Two years ago, they lost in the final of Blackpool. Last year, after a goalless draw in the first leg away to Reading, they lost here 3-0. This year, after the first half of the first leg of the playoff, there's some mighty work to do for Malky Mackay. He's got to lift his players from a double blow delivered by the hammer Jack Collison. 2 goals in the first half mean that West Ham are in the driving seat, leading Cardiff by those 2 goals to 0.
And when you consider that no side in Championship playoff history has lost the first leg at home and gone on to win the final, you can see the size of the task that awaits Cardiff City in that second half. Billy Davis, Peter Beagrie alongside me. West Ham were in control when they came in here in March, but in the pressure cooker of the playoffs, they're in control again. Can Cardiff fight back? Another pivotal day in the Premier League title race in a Super Sunday doubleheader. First of all, it's Newcastle against Manchester City, 1 p.m, Sky Sports 1 HD, also Sky 3D. Followed from Old Trafford, Manchester United against Swansea, 3:30 again, 1 HD and Sky 3D. And then on Monday, at the other end of the table in the Monday Night Football, a massive night for Blackburn and Wigan from 7 p.m, Sky Sports 1 HD. But tonight in the Championship playoff semi-final first leg, it's the Hammers who lead at half-time.
Bazte. Oh, he's kept it in here. Collison! Followed in, and Jack Collison gets the opening goal of this tie for West Ham United. Little glance on by Bazte, out by Turner. Here's Jack Collison with the volley, and the deflection, and the goal! A second for Jack Collison, a second for West Ham.
All set to go then for the second half. Let's rejoin Don Goodman and Bill Leslie.
You very rarely get two halves of football that are the same. If we do, then it's as simple as that. Cardiff City's hopes of promotion will die here on this very night in Cardiff City. No changes to either side at half-time, which is positive as far as West Ham are concerned, because Carlton Cole, who we half expected not to reappear, especially given that Nicky Maynard was warming up at half-time, he is out there. Heavily strapped, it has to be said.
Just be a case of wait and see how these opening 15 minutes or so go with regards to Carlton Cole. Can't really afford to take too many risks. You wouldn't want to miss him, presuming that you get to Wembley. He'd be a big player.
The margins are clearly defined here for Cardiff. They need the next goal in this tie. Gunnarsson's long throw. Out by Noble. Feet to the young Icelander. Out by Tompkins. Whittingham.
That's what they need. They need a moment of magic, something like that to fizz off Peter Whittingham's left boot and into the net. But I'm pretty sure Malky Mackay would have got stuck into his team at half-time a little bit. As Billy Davis was saying, the energy levels were poor. Maybe that was the reason they were playing so many long balls early on, because that's less physically demanding. But they need to dig deep in the second half, and they need to show what they're made of. They need their big players to get more involved in this game, show their class.
Nolan. Taylor. Cole got his head to it. It can be scooped away by Hudson. Tussling in the air there with Liam Lawrence. Free kick for the home side. His arrival here in South Wales, Liam Lawrence, part of the fallout from the financial problems at the now relegated Portsmouth.
Strange decision.
Made that his own, didn't he?
Strange decision. You've got Mark Hudson, one centre-half, taking the free kick, and you've got Ben Turner, the other centre-half.
Gunnarsson thought about shooting. Might still get a chance. And the flag is up. And even if Cowie had made contact as he slid in, it would not have counted.
He seems to go a little too soon. William Lawrence here. That ball is slopped through. Just see by the line there, he is half a yard offside, and that's a good decision from the assistant.
And because of their cup runs, it has been a long season for Cardiff. This is their 56th game in all competitions. West Ham playing their 49th. They've got a bigger squad, more resources as well. Ricardo Bazte did well to stand tall. It's a hefty blow taken by Blake. West Ham, with their first half performance, have earned the right to take their time over things. Noble's corner, Whittingham at the near post. Cowie. Whittingham. Just able to hold it now, Lawrence. Tompkins getting the better of him, unfairly though, free kick.
James Tompkins really needed to foul Liam Lawrence there. His body between player and ball. Darcy Blake. Should be Rob Green's, and is. Oh, is it? He spilt it out by DeMel. Well, there you go. What do you do if you're Cardiff City and you see the goalkeeper do that? Plenty of more crosses in.
All long throws like this.
All long throws.
Well, Hudson is up from the back and Turner is up for the back from this one. With a glance off DeMel, it's loose, it's out by Tompkins, but it's better from Cardiff. Small signs of encouragement, small steps in the right direction. They stay alive in this tie. Winston Reid got his head to it. Vaz Tay too. Hudson. Whittingham. Up towards Gunnarsson. Up by Collison. Says Ben Turner. Holding on well against the odds. He was outnumbered. In the end, couldn't weave any magic to win the corner.
At least it's a little bit of pressure, a little bit of sustained pressure, and they'll be encouraged by the fact that Albert Green dropped what looked a relatively straightforward catch there. Misjudges it. It's got to encourage Cardiff. The other thing is, it's clean sheets for West Ham. Been at a premium fairly recently. It's something else that Cardiff can take a positive from. They've got to do something about that.
And they've got to keep them out at the other end. Carlton Cole. Collison was waiting there. Lawrence. Onside, Kenny Miller. Can he take the chance for Cardiff? Back he comes again, Miller.
Touch. His touch let him down. What an opportunity. That's the opportunity that Cardiff and Kenny Miller have been waiting for, and you would have banked on him.
Goodness me, Don, that man has had big moments in Cardiff's season, hasn't he?
He has indeed. And the movement was good. Better. The pass was good. Just that last little bit of control. Fine lines we keep talking about. Well, they'll keep going, Kenny Miller, but look at that, he's free as a bird, times his run to perfection. That touch there forces him wide, and Tompkins gets back and holds him up. And it's all about there. Ball slips under his foot. Chance is gone.
He still plays it in the mind, that Wembley miss late on, which would surely have won the Cardiff Cup, the Carling Cup for Cardiff against Liverpool. Collison is offside. Coming into this time, one of the questions was how West Ham, as they have had to do all season, we're going to deal with the tag of favourites. They came into this with the most points, finishing third, of course. They're the top scorers, the most informed side coming into it, and with the best record against the other teams around them in the playoffs. A question asked here by Mason. They'll get the corner. They've worn the tag well so far. Cardiff finally starting to ask a few questions.
Well, there's no question, apart from the opening 2 or 3 minutes in the first half, Cardiff were pretty submissive. It's not how you describe them at the moment. They're having a go, and that's good to see.
Corner from Whittingham. Turner. Just about kept out. Carlton Cole was the man on the line.
Well, that was dropping in. No mistake. Big high ball to the far post. Nodded back. It's a good job for West Ham. Cole is there.
Well, 9 minutes of this second half played. More has happened in an attacking sense for Cardiff than since the opening 3 minutes or so of the first half.
Absolutely spot on. Referee just having a word with Robert Green as well, hurrying him up. So Swarbrick is fully aware.
Demel. Noble. Whittingham. Kenny Miller back there.
That's not where you want Kenny Miller, is it?
James Tompkins has picked up a yellow card in the melee that followed this goal line clearance.
Well, he's in the referee's face, and you just can't do that. Mark Noble tried to get him out of the way, but he was too late.
Little episodes like that will serve to encourage Cardiff, just a sign that where in the first half there was very much a serenity to West Ham's play. Feathers are ruffled.
Can they sustain it? Can they keep it going, the home team? That is the question. The first 10 minutes of the second half has been much more like it. Looked more of a threat.
And they've been playing a lot more like their season depends on it, which is, of course, exactly what it does. Noble was moving at pace. It was an innocent foul by Mason.
Got to avoid innocent fouls, because all that does is take the sting out of the pressure that they've been mounting. And allow West Ham just to take the time, just to regroup.
By Reed.
Another innocent foul, which is stupid. Unnecessary. It's a bit naive from Joe Mason.
So now Taylor will deliver. Tompkins has gone forward. And here's the target. Demel. Gary O'Neill. Offside against Jack Collison. Hudson. Well, Cardiff have looked menacing, Don. It's generally been a more measured build-up than the route one, a long ball.
Absolutely, they've just got to be patient. Still plenty of time, especially if you include the 90 minutes to come at Upton Park on Monday.
Tompkins.
That's it. Get the ball into the channel. Don't foul. Let him kick it out, and then you've got the weapon that is Aaron Gunnarsson and that long throw. Simple, but effective.
Alternative throw. Just the short one. A more measured build-up. Whittingham. Cowie. Miller. To his compatriot Cowie. A flick over the top from Kenny Miller. Reed read it. He scored in the 2-0 win here earlier on this season. Here's Vaz Tay, came off Blake, corner kick West Ham.
It's excellent from Vaz Tay, because he ran away from Kevin Nolan, which forced the Cardiff defender not to close Nolan down, allow him to advance. And then he's an out ball. He wins his team a corner, and again, just relieves a tiny little bit of that pressure that was slowly building up.
Noble saunters over to take the corner. Udemel, the Ivory Coast international, the last man back. Not too much behind that one. George McCartney. Speaking of scorers on this ground, he got a very rare goal in that 2-0 win, which could indeed have been a lot more than that, and you could say at times in the first half this scoreline could be more heavy in West Ham's favour. But an hour played, and the fullback comes on and the striker comes off. What does that tell you about Sam Allardyce and West Ham consolidating?
Well, consolidation is the name of the game for them. Giving themselves a fantastic opportunity. What that'll do is mean that Matt Taylor will move forward into that more advanced role, into midfield. It'll become a 5-man midfield, and Carlton Cole will look to hold the ball up and wait for the support to come his way.
Whittingham, Noble. It was a high boot as he went to play that. His eyes were on the ball rather than the man, but he caught something of Whittingham there. He's going to pick up a yellow card as well. The West Ham Player of the Year.
And he stamps down on the ball, doesn't he? Gets the ball. There's minimal contact. Minimal contact, but the crowd go a bit mad. They try and get a red card for the opposition. Modern football, unfortunately.
Loaded forward by Peter Whittingham. Kenny Miller brings it down and fires it over.
It's another chance. It's another chance. Does the first part really well, brings it down, but that's the difference. Look at the pressure on the ball from West Ham. And as Matt Taylor comes out fast, puts Kenny Miller under pressure, and that's the end result.
There is an improvement, no doubt about that, from Cardiff in this second half, but they need more than that. They need a change to the scoreline.
They haven't been overly prolific in the latter part of the season, have they? Something like 12 goals in that 10-game unbeaten run. Hardly prolific, but my word, they could do with a goal now.
I was going to say they're up against a much more conservatively set out West Ham side now. McCartney. Reed. Collison. Taking on Turner. Former Coventry City centre-half gets it away. Back it comes. Marshall, slightly unorthodox, but he got it out of danger. He was clipped a little late for his troubles. As the centre-forward, Don, I'm sure you would say that Carlton Cole had every right to go for that.
Well, it was Kevin Nolan, Bill. He had a lunge, just thought he may get a nick on the ball and flick it round. David Marshall. Just as there, it's a high boot. Catches the goalkeeper. I think the referee calls it spot on. Kevin Nolan doesn't get anywhere near the ball, unfortunately. Catches David Marshall. Yellow card, no complaints.
As you can see, it's far from his first offence this season. understand the approach, can't you, Don, from West Ham? They've carved themselves into a very superior position in this playoff semi-final. They're not going to squander it by being over-adventurous.
There's no need to be. Hard work, the hard part, getting themselves a 2-goal cushion. It was done in the first half.
There might be those who hope that they go for a jugular against the Cardiff side, who are clearly off colour for the most part tonight. But playoff history will tell you that they've probably already done the hard work, taking a 2-goal lead to a second leg at home. That's never been overturned at this level in playoff history. And here we are now, the 26th year of this end-of-season finale. Whittingham. By Darcy Blake. Reed hung well, and by McCartney. Most positive news for West Ham, isn't it, about Carlton Cole? Groin injury that clearly saw him struggling at times in the first half. He's out there as the main man, the main striker. And if there was a risk, I think they would take it with the final spot looking likely. Here's McCartney.
Just the last 5 minutes, they're just again in possession really well. West Ham just taking the sting out of this game from their perspective.
Collison, just too high for Cole. That's out by Hudson. West Ham first to it. Noble. Collison went in. They're ahead of Taylor, but free kick to the home side. The worry for those of a West Ham persuasion coming into this was that a draw would leave their home vulnerabilities exposed. The work they've done in 3/4 of the match here looks like it will render their home troubles that they've had at times this season, even though not in the last couple of games, irrelevant. Cardiff simply have to find a goal here. System's paying off for Cardiff. They found a way through to Cowie, but Tompkins there to scoop it clear. Darcy Blake.
Just that lack of final pass, quality cross, decent finish. Sense of time a little bit of frustration amongst the home supporters. A long, hard season.
And they hope with the new manager, the new players, different approach this season, that the story would be a new one, but it looks like it's going to be the same old one. So near but yet so far for Cardiff. Of course there's time for them to turn it round tonight and in the second leg, but goodness me, have they given themselves some hard work to do.
That's the third really naive foul that young Joe Mason has given away. He really must learn. Stops the play. And that is perfect for West Ham United.
An impact, didn't playoffs over the last couple of seasons for Nottingham Forest, Rob Earnshaw. Waiting in the wings should Malky Mackay decide it's time for a change. Mercy Blake locked off Taylor there. And this is a very promising position from a West Ham point of view.
Well, it is, and what's interesting to note is that the two big central defenders are going up, so they are going for the jugular, but they're doing it in a very controlled, calculated manner.
Menace with measure. By Noble, little glance on Marshall again now. He's made some really important saves tonight. Back in by Collison. Marshall looks for a quick way out, no one got in his way. Sensed an air of quiet confidence coming from Sam Allardyce ahead of these playoffs. You know, obviously in an ideal world he'd rather be in the place of either Southampton or Reading, and that's with an automatic ticket to the Premier League next season. But talked about his players being fitter and stronger than they have been at almost any time this season. And the way they played these 70 minutes, they've looked strong, they've looked sharp, for the most part sharper than their hosts. Kenny Miller with the touch. Offside flag against Mason.
Close one. A close one. Straight as this ball is flicked inside. Oh, just about. Fine lines. And that is where you need that little bit of luck if you're going to get back in this game. Very, very fine lines.
Great strength from Carlton Cole. Now Taylor. Nolan in the middle! He was onside. He can't believe it. That would have killed it off.
Well, how often have we said this over the last 3 or 4 games of the season? What a magnificent ball in from Matt Taylor that is. It's absolutely wonderful cross. Lots and lots of pace in Kevin Nolan's defence. He's just trying to redirect that pace onto the target. Can't quite do it. What a chance to really clinch a place at Wembley.
Doesn't quite come into the unmissable category. You think of the ball he provided Matt Taylor for Winston Reid. Last away game at Leicester. Now, can Mason make hay as he comes forward? Tompkins forces him wide and defends quite superbly.
Well, it tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it, that James Tompkins was pipped the Player of the Year by Mark Noble. How good has Mark Noble been? Because Tompkins has been absolutely outstanding all season. Great defending.
Both, by the way, in the PFA Championship Team of the Year. The young homegrown pair. Here comes Rob Green. Here's Whittingham. He's closed well by Collison. Didn't get a chance to settle and shoot. Back in by Gunnarsson. Tompkins has missed it this time, but so too has Hudson.
Oh, that's mistimed. Mistimed header. Don't deal with it. They work it back out to Gunnarsson, who gets a good ball in. Big lads are still up, and it's Mark Hudson. Gets the run on Winston Reid. Gets above Winston Reid. Can't quite find the corner. Another chance. Half a chance. Goes begging.
Well, you might have seen the last goal he scored, Mark Hudson, a spectacular from inside his own half. More of a regulation centre-halves opportunity. Here come the Cardiff changes. Kenny Miller, who had his moments in the second half but couldn't take them, had his moment right at the start of the first as well. He's replaced. Rob Earnshaw will come on and replace him. Part of the Cardiff City setup when they played in the playoffs in the old Division 2. Beating Queen's Park Rangers over a decade ago. This time we'll make a change. Off comes Guy Demel, on goes Julien Faubert. Stephen McPhail taking up his place in the heart of midfield alongside Peter Whittingham.
Certainly renowned for his passing ability, isn't he, Stephen McPhail? Hasn't quite been at it in terms of their passing, Cardiff City tonight.
First touch from McPhail is a cultured one.
Look at this closing down from West Ham. Higher up the pitch, working hard to maintain their lead.
McCartney. Touch from Blake. McCartney's first on the scene. Taylor's onside as well. Got Cole as a target in the middle. Very nearly picks him out as well. He's delivering some absolute peaches from this left, Matt Taylor.
Well, simply shouldn't be allowed. The quality of it, absolutely outstanding. He's got no right to be able to get that ball where it ends up, Matt Taylor.
I'm sure there's a dossier somewhere on Sam Allardyce's desk which had a game plan panning out exactly as he would have hoped, and it wouldn't differ too much from the way it's gone here. Composure when required, clinical finishing when required, stifling, suffocating Cardiff when they have had a spell of momentum.
If he were a greedy man, he'd just hope for one more goal. That would be the icing on the cake. You wouldn't rule it out either, would you?
Well, those deliveries coming in from this late one, Matt Taylor. Someone will get on the end of them sooner rather than later. A touch from Lawrence, play on, says the referee. And that's what Reed does by touching it out. The routine is a familiar one. Will the result be a different one as far as Cardiff are concerned? Gunnarsson. By Reed. Earnshaw! Well, that would have lit things up.
Well, just a bit. In the air a very long time. Rob Earnshaw, really clean strike on it. Would have been absolutely wonderful, wouldn't it? It's well wide in the end, but lots of power.
Well, with the emergence of Joe Mason, the likes of Rudy Gestad, who've played important parts up front alongside Kenny Miller, who's been the #1 choice striker. We've seen an awful lot of Rob Earnshaw since the opening weeks of the season. Gunnarsson. Nolan. Taylor got the touch. It's a strong challenge by McPhail. In vain because it's still with West Ham. Taylor, McCartney. Alisson had his hand up at the far post. He's on a hat-trick, of course. Martin Cole able to bring it down. Wait for support, which comes from Noble. Blast off Turner for a West Ham corner.
He may have been 80-85% fit, Carlton Cole, but I tell you what, when they've got the ball into him, he's held it up magnificently well. Brought his teammates in.
Well, any hopes that West Ham might be labouring under the disappointment of failing to get automatic promotion, I think, with the way they've approached this one tonight, those have been swept aside. Laid down their marker as favourites. They carried into these playoffs. We've seen here won't do anything to dispel it, will it? Tompkins well forward, heading up well, touched on by O'Neill. A little touch of a defender as well. And West Ham, as we approach the last 10 minutes, and indeed enter it, are on top again.
Yep. Now, they have displayed all the characteristics required. It almost has, as you said, been the perfect away performance in the first leg of this championship playoff.
Playoff drama continues. Bloomfield Road, Blackpool against Birmingham City, live 7:30. Join us on Sky Sports 1 HD. Rolls and spills from the seaside. Nottingham's ghosted into a decent position, but yet again, when the big moments come, the important moments come, Cardiff just lacking.
Urges men to keep going. You know what, one goal for them would just change the whole feel to the tie. Give them a chance. At the moment, hard to see where it's coming from.
We talk about West Ham's home troubles. It's important to put them into perspective. They drew too many games. They haven't been losing many. And they lost an important one against Reading. They've done here this evening. I do struggle to see how Cardiff City, even though they are stronger recently away from home than they have been here at the Cardiff City Stadium, you struggle to see a way that they will keep their hopes alive. That's why they have to score here. Gunnarsson! Blast wide.
Well, Liam Lawrence are happy with Gunnarsson for taking the strike. Lawrence is on his right-hand side. Lovely little skill from Earnshaw. Gunnarsson, one thing in his mind, and that's to get the strike away. The one thing lacking, it's not hitting the target, not testing Robert Green. And there's Liam Lawrence's reaction. Just had a couple of yards of space. He wanted the ball slotting through.
We just about thought that Cardiff, over the last few seasons, this is their 9th successive season now at this level, have found just about every way to fall a little bit short in terms of promotion. Seasons under Dave Jones when they led the way through till January, February, then fell away. Touched already on their close shaves in the playoffs. Here's Carlton Cole. It's a little too much on it for Collison. And we're seeing it all go up in smoke here in the first leg. Expressions that tell you this is not the outcome that they were hoping for.
Closing down from West Ham. They really have worked ever so hard. And they've had that extra bit of quality when needed.
Well, they have graphically illustrated here tonight why they have, over the whole season, had quite considerably the best away record. Whittingham. Marcy Blake. And safety first from McCartney. Get it out in a way of danger if you're not sure what's around you.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe a lack of information from those around him. Can't afford to take any risks. You're in the driving seat.
Whittingham's corner. Green stranded there. It's put over the top by Mason.
Oh, no foul. West Ham want a foul on Robert Green. Complaining to the referee. Gets a little bit blocked. Well, nothing wrong with that. But there, that is a good opportunity. Joe Mason just doesn't get a full contact. He's leaning back. He's just got to hook it on the target. And that has been the problem all night for Cardiff City. When their chances have come, they haven't hit the target. They haven't worked Rob Green.
Well, the man who got the 2 goals that has put West Ham well in control on the way to Wembley is withdrawn with 5 minutes to play, and on comes Nicky Maynard. Carlton Cole, too strong, too cute for Turner, nearly finding Nolan. Gunnarsson. John Noble, who's one of the West Ham players on a yellow card, knows he can't afford a foul. Faubert is not one, but he is now.
Possibly worth taking one for the team. There's a decent break on there for Cardiff.
Hudson heads it on. Chance for Taylor to hook it away, which he duly does.
Again, you have to say, West Ham invariably have been first to all the loose balls in all the areas. That's why they've got this lead. And like you said, Big Sam, they do look fitter and stronger.
Blake trying to bulldoze his way through. Good strength from Noble. A tussle with Lawrence. Whittingham has it. Now Blake. Held up by Mason. He's got 3 for company. He's wrestled his way through. Oh, a shout for a penalty there.
Well, was there any kind of tangle of legs? Certainly the referee doesn't think so. He looked at the assistant referee. It's all very tight, but as this ball breaks loose, McCartney has a little lunge, but I'm looking at Mason and I'm not really seeing any protestations from Joe Mason, and that tells me there was no real contact. Watch the youngster, goes over. No real complaints.
He's not looking for it really, to be fair, is he?
No. Everything else in the ground is.
Mitchell goes forward, seeking the ball, but it'll just run away from him. Playoff history will tell you that the lead is one that they will struggle to overturn, Cardiff, but a 2-0 lead at half-time. It's often an awkward one, isn't it?
Well, Malky Mackay will tell you. Records are there to be broken, aren't they? Statistics. It's going to happen one day. Not for Cardiff, but they are going to have to perform much, much better than this.
And that's why West Ham's failure to get a third will yet make life interesting. Strong Cardiff start on Bank Holiday Monday. Suddenly it's 2-1. Suddenly it's very interesting. All those old demons may yet return. Maybe it won't be 2-0. There's a play here, still 5 added minutes to play. Lawrence. Nolan. Noble.
Well, it's given the crowd a lift, doesn't it? That number 5 there. That can mean an awful lot to teams that are behind.
Gunnarsson from a family of Icelandic handball players. That's where he gets his technique. We've seen plenty of it tonight. Queuing up, literally, to try and get on the end of it. West Ham have dealt with them almost exclusively pretty well. Now there's the pace of Nicky Maynard. Colin O'Neill up with it. Faubert and support. Cardiff with numbers back.
West Ham don't have to be in a rush. Keep the ball for as much of this extra 5 minutes as they possibly can.
I don't think you'll find on Big Sam Allardyce saying that this tie is over. I look back at his playoff history when he was Blackpool manager back in the 90s. He won a first leg away at Bradford by 2-0. Lost the second one at home by 3-0. It does happen, even though it hasn't happened yet in the Championship.
There's a new phrase in football, isn't there? For teams that are facing adversity. As if Chelsea can go to Barcelona and get a 2-2 draw from 2-0 down with 10 men, anything is possible.
Nolan. Well, it seems to have the situation under control.
Sent Ben Turner up, the big centre-half. He's the obvious target. They need to get the ball out wide and get crosses into the West Ham penalty area, if that's going to be at all an effective ploy.
Noble. Great run from Maynard. Sure Noble spotted it. What he did, he elected to go the more conservative route, back to Faubert. Noble. West Ham ball will do in the 4th minute of added time.
That's the question for Cardiff supporters, isn't it? Where are they going to find the goals from? As I say, close of the season, not been a prolific team. Found it difficult. Well, you can't say they haven't had 3 or 4 decent chances to at least get on the score sheet tonight. This time the centre-halves stay where they are. I don't think West Ham will be trying to do anything but keep this ball.
about getting back. They're able to do just that. On by Reed. Maynard. Andrew Taylor will be a little nervous after gifting West Ham possession there. And by Carlton Cole. No offside against Nicky Maynard. Here's Taylor. West Ham finish just as they have been for most of the game, forcing the issue, setting the pace, in control of this playoff after the first leg. They've matched the scoreline here in the playoffs that they did in the league. Both goals coming from Jack Collison, who in front of goal is in red-hot form at the moment. Both of them coming at the first half, and if they are to take the ticket to Wembley and beyond it to the Premier League, Cardiff City are going to have to do it the very hard way. In a season that has delivered them plenty of highs, the home side were off colour. West Ham have come to South Wales, only their second visit to this stadium, and they've done exactly what they did in the first, and that is get a very important win. Where did it go wrong for Cardiff? Well, after a bright start, they just couldn't find their straps. When they did create chances after improving in the second half, they couldn't take them. But at 2-0, although they're down, they'll feel they're not out of the tie. They're going to have to go to Upton Park and at least match this scoreline if they are to take it to extra time or even beyond. Let's get some reaction. The two-goal hero, Jack Collison, is with Patrick Davison.
Jack, congratulations. Only halfway through the tie, but how big a step towards Wembley have you taken with that result tonight?
Yeah, obviously it's massive for us. We wanted to come here and keep a clean sheet, and luckily we got the 2 goals, so obviously we're in a great position now, but as you mentioned, we're only halfway through.
It looks like you've chosen the right part of the season to find your shooting boots.
Yeah, no, obviously it's nice to get the goals, but it was a real team performance tonight. We all dug in really well. I mean, the defence were outstanding, and right the way through, I mean, Coley's worked his socks off tonight, so it's a real good performance, and we're happy.
James, after Jack's 2 goals, how important was it that you defended that lead and went into that second leg with a 2-goal cushion?
Yeah, no, it's important that we defended well today. We know we've got the home advantage next time round, and you know, Jack popped up with 2 goals, which was vital for us, and it's a good result for us.
Your first experience of the playoffs, how did you find it?
Yeah, no, I was buzzing leading up to the game, and you know, I really enjoyed it. It was a great atmosphere at Cardiff, and hopefully we can make it just as good at our place.
Jack, at times your form at Upton Park has been an Achilles heel for you. Are you confident you can now see it through?
Yeah, obviously we're halfway there. We've done brilliant tonight, so we're going to go recover, and obviously we've got the second half Monday. We're all going to be up for it, and obviously we want to be at Wembley in a couple of weeks' time.
Great for your 2 goals and your performance tonight, Jack. You're the empowered man of the match. James, will you do the honours for us?
The first time he's ever scored 2 goals in a game. 2 huge goals as well, and for West Ham, only a 4 clean sheet in the last 14, but what a time to do it. And they'll know that history is very much on their side as they head to Upton Park on Monday, because no side has ever overturned more than a 1-goal deficit to reach a championship playoff final. So much to look forward to. Tomorrow we head to Bloomfield Road. It's the second of the semi-final first legs. It's Blackpool, who did it 2 years ago. Can they do it again? They're up against Birmingham, 7:30, Sky Sports 1 HD. And then it is the second leg. West Ham 2 up against Cardiff. 4 p.m. we're on air, Sky Sports 1 HD, once again to see who is heading to Wembley. Billy Davis, Peter Beagrie, my guest this evening, will get their take on the game when we come back. It's been contrasting emotions for the Cardiff fans and players. There's a familiar feeling tonight. They're heading to Upton Park gutted, but West Ham know they're heading home with a massive advantage. The championship playoffs are underway, and what an impressive night it's been for West Ham, and in particular Jack Collison returned to the side tonight to score his 5th of the season. I didn't have to wait too much longer for his 6th as well. The first time he scored 2 in the game, and what a time it is to do it. West Ham head to Upton Park with a 2-0 lead against Cardiff. Billy Davis, Peter Beagrie alongside me. I mean, it's never easy, Billy, living up to the tag of being favourites coming into something like the playoffs, which is so unpredictable at times. How much did West Ham live up to that, Billy, tonight?
Well, you've got to say from a Cardiff point of view, you know, they've had 1 cleared off the line, they've hit the bar, They've lost a deflected goal. It just wasn't their night. It just wasn't happening for Cardiff City. I'm sure they'll be disappointed. They had some good opportunity. They missed the target. But great credit to the away side. I thought after the first 2 or 3 minutes, you know, they felt themselves on the back foot. But then they came into the game and thoroughly deserved to score goals.
And Peter, as Sam Allardyce said coming to this, did we see a stronger and a fitter West Ham than perhaps Cardiff?
We did, not just physically but mentally. It's how you handle these occasions, because the pressure brings nerves. With nerves, it affects you mentally, physically and your decision making, and we saw all that today, I think, in spades as far as the Cardiff side were concerned, who were nowhere near the best. On the other flip side of it, I think the big players for West Ham, big experienced players, were fantastic.
Because, as you rightfully mentioned, Cardiff started terrifically for the first 3 minutes or so. They were having all the ball. They were creating the chances as well. Then they wrestled the initiative away, West Ham. How did they do it, Billy?
Well, the first goal was crucial because that settled West Ham down, and you see there they go from strength to strength. But it's all about concentration. It's all about not losing the small details. And this is a small detail, Simon. You see here, the ball's played down the wing. The player's in a defensive position, goal side position. He allows West Ham's midfield player to run off him, and that's the difference between winning and losing.
And was also part of the difference tonight, Peter, not just in this goal, but in the second as well, the pressure that West Ham were able to exert.
Absolutely, in possession, out of possession, terrific. The work rate was unbelievable, and the shape was exactly right. You've got your two wide players in a 5 there, one crossing it from one side and the other one, Collison, who covered every blade, doing exactly what you want him to do. Affect the game by coming in off the line and make a second striker, and he got his rewards. He was brilliant all day.
As good as you've seen him play this season?
Absolutely, but I mean, he had a terrific performance away from home in Leicester, and we said they used the same 11 again in the same shape, so terrific as far as Sam's concerned.
Little bit of luck on the second goal, Billy?
Well, that's the difference, isn't it? You know, Cardiff early on have hit the bar. You see here, they don't clear the ball properly. It's a shot, it's a deflected goal, and at that point, Cardiff's heads go down, but they'll be very disappointed, as I said earlier, with their energy, with their pressing, with their passing play. But you've got to give West Ham some great credit.
I think what was apparent as well when we saw all Cardiff chances, there was always someone coming down the barrel, putting the body on the line, people flying out to try and get there. They never left men, you know, free on the edge of the box, and somebody with a fierce strike like Collison's got, you know, they knew that, and that small attention to detail that Billy was on about, it affected them then.
And 2-0 makes them massive favourites heading into the second leg. But in terms of big moments in the game, in terms of where this tie heads in the second leg, that Marshall save in the first half, the Nolan miss in the second, how big a moments are these two, Billy?
Very important, especially the Nolan one, but this is a tremendous ball in, excellent run from the striker, and a first-class save from the goalkeeper there. Great pace in the ball in here, wonderful pace, excellent forward run, and a first-class save.
So the guys kept saying in commentary about the fine lines. You know, Cole was a colossus, played on one leg, second half. Taylor's great cross, and at this stage, this is what he's done all his career, arriving late in the box, eyes as wide as saucers, thinking that he's done it. And
talking to the eyes here, that's a man who knows if that goes in, that's the ticket to Wembley, isn't it?
That's exactly what's going through his mind there. He knows that. He knows that. At 3-0, the tie's dead and buried, simple as. It's still in the balance, you know, massive favourites are West Ham, but Sam will be so pleased with the attitude and the application from his players tonight.
Let's find out how pleased he is. He's with Patrick Davison.
Sam, a lot of the talk beforehand was about the pressure and expectation facing your players. Given that, how good were they tonight?
Excellent. I think that we asked the lads to, one, control their emotions on a big night like this and not to do anything untoward that might cause us a problem for ourselves, and they thought they handled the pressure very well and played very well indeed. I thought tactically we did everything right in terms of nullifying Cardiff to minimal chances on goal on their own ground, and again quality of on the break and getting forward was outstanding, and chances were created, scored and a lot missed tonight. So it's been a great night for us, but it's only 90 minutes of a two-legged affair, so anything could still happen. The onus is on us now to see it through. No pressure on Cardiff, but to come and try and claw back anything they possibly can. And mentally, we've got to be right for that and make sure that we go out and try and win the next game. But it's a fantastic night for us, and one where the players have handled the pressure extremely well, performed very well indeed, and give us a great platform, like I said, for the next leg.
Having just missed out on automatic, did you expect the response tonight to be as good as it was?
Well, I think on the basis of how well we've been playing, I would have been disappointed had we not played like we did tonight. I'd have been disappointed if we hadn't carried on such great away performances and results. And again, for me, the clean sheet and the 2 goals is everything we were looking for, and that's a fantastic 90 minutes for us, and a contribution from all the players and the subs to make sure we got that, and we do. You know, 2-0 down Cardiff, were going to put us under some pressure, and we soaked that up pretty well today, and then broke out and created a few more chances that we may have actually converted. But yeah, good performance from everybody, and we're really pleased, but not getting too carried away.
Confident you can see it through Upton Park? Because at times this season, that's been where your problems have been.
Well, only in terms of draws. I mean, I lost 4 at home all season, so, you know, we're in a position now, if we don't lose, we go through. But we want to win if we can, and we want to continue to play like we did, certainly against Brighton and certainly against Hull City. And if we can get that level of performance again, then, you know, we'll try and go and win that game if we possibly can. But make sure the bottom line is at the end of 90 minutes we're through into the final.
Thanks, Sam. Well done tonight.
Pleasure.
West Ham have been right throughout the season impressive away from home. Billy, if you're looking at this from a Cardiff perspective now, 3 days to work on things, you're putting out the positives, work on in training, heading to Upton Park Monday. What are you going to be looking at? What are you going to be picking out?
Well, they've got to play more angry. Cardiff have got to play more angry. They've got to play more aggressive, both with and without the ball. And they know that this is only half-time, and West Ham will be delighted with the 2-0. Cardiff will know this is not over yet, and if they can go there, get an early goal and play more aggressively, then things can happen in football.
And of course they got a win there on the opening day of the season at Upton Park. 11 attempts from Cardiff, only 2 on target. Peter, have you seen enough from what we saw tonight from the home side to suggest they could get something?
They could get something. You know, crumbs of comfort for Malky, to be fair, and he's going to try and go positively and show them all these chances, how they came, how when they did push bodies forward and were direct and aggressive with the running and aggressive with the ball as well. We see all these chances that created against the West Ham side who usually prolific themselves from set pieces. They did cause them a few problems. Hudson, obviously, in the air is a big threat, and Turner as well. But go back to what we mentioned earlier. You know, all these chances that they have, there's always pressure on the ball from West Ham as well. If they get an early goal, that's what Malky will say. Try and feed off the early season negativity out at West Ham, which seems to have disappeared because of the recent run. So only then they'll get a chance.
Malky Mackay's got to give his side belief. Let's see if he can do that. He's with Patrick Davison.
Malky, another 90 minutes to go, but what do you see as the reasons why you find yourselves behind in this tie?
Goals. Simple as that. First one was certainly poor defender from us on 3 points during the move. Second one's complete random luck. You know, the ball takes a huge deflection. We had 3 or 4 real good chances tonight, and it goes the other side of the post or it's cleared off the line. So simple as that.
When you look back at those chances missed, particularly at 0-0, you started the game so quickly.
Yeah, we did. We had a real good one in terms of Peter Whittingham. Kenny Miller's shaved the post. But more so second half, I think, when we came back into it again. We had 2 or 3 great chances. They had one cleared off the line. Kenny Miller's had one just wide of the post. Mark Hudson's had one just wide of the post. And if Joe Mason's big toe's offside, that's about all that was offside in the move right through. So, you know, we certainly created enough chances.
Okay, thanks, Malky.
Thank you.
So Malcolm Mackay, just 3 days then to instil his side with some confidence and try and get something at Upton Park. My thanks to Billy Davis, Peter Beagrie as well. Well, West Ham right throughout the season have struggled to live up to their favourites tag. Their favourites coming into the playoffs, and so far they're living up to that billing. It is a massive advantage to West Ham as they head to Upton Park. It's Blackpool-Birmingham tomorrow, and then on Monday it's the second leg as West Ham meet Cardiff once again.